Now it is not sure when, maybe a couple of thousand years ago, Enkhorn did a wild hybrid with a field grass and produced the Emma strain of wheat. Now the Emma strain of wheat is not quite as fragile. This is the protein or the gluten structure, but still fairly fragile. Fragile is important. Fragile means that the grinding and the cooking and the chewing and the digestive enzymes easily break it down so it can be absorbed into our blood. Now in the 1950s, a group of scientists put the Emma wheat through some intensive crossbreeding, and they produced a wheat that only grows this high, has a thick stem and a very high yield. We had one farmer, he said, we get 10 times more grain with that wheat than with the original wheat. Original wheat grows that high, but the new wheat grows that high. You have a look when you're driving past wheat today, it'll be this height. That's the hybridized wheat. Now what was never addressed was the effect on the human body of this hybridized wheat. Last night I showed you how it changed the starch structure. Now it has made a very complex gluten structure. So the hybridized wheat, in the hybridization process, it produced a very complex protein or gluten structure. And almost only a cast iron gut can break that one down. Now if that wheat flour is made into a sourdough bread, the culturing process in the sourdough bread breaks it down so that it's less complex. Now spelt and kamut are wild hybrids of the Emma wheat, so they still have that fairly fragile structure. And if you make spelt flour into a sourdough bread, it can bring that structure back to the original Enkhorn structure. Isn't that interesting? Traditionally, all bread was made with the sourdough method. It's a cultured method. Yes?
What's the best way? Because I've used the millet, but it's so tough.
You've used the what?
The millet.
Millet. Did you buy hulled millet? Hulled. Might be my accent. The hull's taken off it. Because you can cook unhulled millet for 2 weeks and it'll still be tough. Yeah. But it's just very, very tough. But we just buy the hulled millet and it cooks up to a very nice porridge. Ezekiel bread, the wheat has, even organic bread today, wheat today, is still the hybridized one. But with the Ezekiel bread, they have sprouted it. Now, a lady that I gave in a lecture last week in Milwaukee, she said that what she does, because any wheat you buy now is the hybridized wheat, she sprouts it, blends it with a little water, pours it onto trays and dehydrates it to make crackers. Now, that sprouting process would break down the gluten. So that would be all right. Because it can be very sad if someone's bought a big bag of wheat last week. So now, what you're best to buy is either the spelt or the kamut.